On to item 14 now, please. Item 14's motions under Standing Order 15. We have one motion that's been submitted this evening. The motion is from Councillor Davis, who now has up to 5 minutes, and 5 minutes only, Councillor Davis, to present his motion.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Hang on, you haven't got a seconder.
No, so wait, stop the clock.
I'm sorry.
I didn't see my colleagues. Sorry.
Off you go.
Well, yes, all right. Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. This is like the good old days of Councillor Davis presenting a motion to the Council. Long may it continue. Can I say what this is not about? It's not about mine the doors. It's about Southern Railways and their franchise. As you know, each TOC, train operating company, has a franchise from the government, and that franchise lays down precisely what the timetable should be. It lays down in the majority of cases what fares should be charged. And as far as Southern are concerned, we are involved because the only rail service from Fareham to the east of Havant is on Southern. So if you want to go to Gatwick Airport or Brighton, Eastbourne, then all those are served only by Southern Railway from Fareham. Southern Railway also provides a third of the service to Southampton and virtually the only direct service to Havant. Now the problem is, and I sympathise with the railway company, is they have a desperate shortage of train crew. Because of the nature of the area they cover, it's not the kind of area where fairly poorly paid train crew can afford to live. So there's a problem. And we've seen persistently over the years, particularly over the last few months, that scheduled services have been cancelled. Now there's nothing worse than having an intermittent service. You don't know when until you get to the station whether the train service is running or not. And it's particularly affected within Southern, the Brighton to Southampton and Brighton to Portsmouth services, which connect to the services to Gatwick and so on. And we've been particularly hard hit. So my concern is that they are not providing the service that they agreed to provide as part of the condition of their franchise. I'm also concerned that train crew are being asked to work longer hours, do more shifts to try and cover the shortfall. Now I'm sure this is happening within the legal maximum that drivers are allowed to drive. I'm sure it is. But I am concerned that 500 people, including residents of Fareham, should be in a train driven by a tired driver. And that was my point about safety concerns. So I hope you support this motion and that we write both to the railways and to the railway union for the workers, asking that we have a service that meets the terms of the franchise that Southern agreed to, that provides a predictable, regular, timetabled service so that the residents of Fareham can go to Fareham Station confident that their train to Gatwick, their train to Brighton, will in fact run. So that is my motion, I so propose.
Thank you very much indeed, Councillor Davis. Yes. Councillor Bazzacchi, would you like to speak now or reserve after debate? Okay. Right, brilliant. Do any of you here, any members here, wish to debate this, or do you want to take a vote on it? Councillor Mrs. Trott.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
I would be quite happy to debate it or take a vote on it. I was prepared to speak, but I don't mind either way. If we could take a vote on it, I would be happy with that.
Yeah. Members, would you like Jack?
Madam Mayor. Yeah, I'd be happy to support this, but you say that it's got nothing to do with the conductors or the guards, as they are. I think there's an issue there and I think probably quietly we all support the safety of the passengers as much as the drivers being tired. But also it would be nice to have actually added on to this, and I feel it is an issue for residents of Fareham with the closure of ticket offices. Not everybody's used to the digital means of getting tickets. A lot of people struggle with that. People like the security of that officer in that with the tickets, and there is an issue to do with that. But I did hear on the news today, just to give some support to Councillor Davis, that the government are now looking at issuing a compensation of 15-minute return schedule and not the half hour that's statutory at the moment. So I think the government are actually looking to, tidy this up. But thank you for letting me speak anyway.
Thank you very much. Councillor Ford?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and it is with some reservation that I stand to challenge my friend Councillor Davis on a matter of his specialisation, that of public transport. And hearing what is said and hearing what Councillor Englefield said seems to have moved away a little bit from the motion which is urging the RMT and Southern Railways to reach agreement, and we seem to have widened it to ticket offices and various other things now. And, of course, we want a guarantee of a safe operation and a proper rail service for Fareham residents. And I guess so do all the other councils in the towns and cities that are served by Southern Railways. These will, of course, be delivered once the current dispute is resolved, and, this 70s style conflict that we're having at the moment on who opens and closes doors seems to be the nub of it all. I just feel that a letter such as that proposed will have no impact, and I'm actually unaware of other councils that are more directly impacted by the current disputes doing anything similarly. And as an analogy, I've no doubt that Fareham residents were negatively impacted by the recent junior doctors dispute, but we didn't feel it appropriate to express our concerns to either the employer or the BMA. So I just feel that it seems to be coming to a head at the moment. There's clearly confrontation. We're threatened with losing the jobs, and we've stepped back a bit, so it seems to me to be coming to a head, but I just can't see how a letter from us is going to impact anything at all.
Thank you very much, Councillor Ford. Councillor Price?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think that the problem here is that the dispute is not just about, it doesn't appear to me to be just about closing doors and who does it. That with Southern Rail, I think the whole problem in the provision of them providing a decent and proper service to the people they're supplying it to goes a lot deeper. I think there's an underlying issues between the workers and the company. And I would hasten to add also, as it appears to me from what I read, and I can only go on what I hear and read, is that it's the lack of number of employees, etc., etc. So it's a much deeper problem, and I think the government needs to get a grips with it as well, not just the employers, but Southern Rail and the RMT, but it needs all three parties to get together and thrash it out, sort it out, and they have tried to use ACAS and not come to an agreement by using ACAS, but I think that also needs to be used. I mean, there is a solution that needs to be found. It cannot go on, and it appears to be stalemate. One side says one thing, the other side says something different, and to be quite honest, when you're on the outside of it, who do you really believe? And that is the difficult part. But I agree with the sentiments behind this, is that we need to actually make sure that a proper and decent service is provided. But I would also, if the mover and the seconder would agree to it, I think a letter also ought to go to government, because I think government has a finger in this pie as well.
Thank you, Councillor Price. At this moment in time, we are only discussing the motion that's before you. If you want to amend or change it, then we'll have to get Councillor Davis and your seconder to amend and change and take it from there. Are you happy, Councillor Davies, for us to vote on the motion that is on the table?
Well, Madam Mayor, is the motion I've put. Certainly in my summing up, I will make reference to what's been said by Councillor Ford and Councillor Pye.
So would you like to sum up now then, please, so there doesn't appear to be any other speakers?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Most of these things, obviously, are, as Councillor Ford said, and Councillor Davis and Councillor Price, it runs very deep. But unless we try and do something, yes, a letter might not have an impact, but at least it's something, and at least we've been shown to do something. Where if we don't do anything at all, it looks as though we haven't even tried. Doesn't it better to try and forward Peter's motion and do nothing? That's all. Thanks.
Councillor Davis, would you like to sum up?
I tried to make it clear that I'm not talking about the current dispute. I'm aware that there are virtually no trains anywhere on Southern today. But that is not what is in this motion. The underlying problem, Councillor Ford, is not a dispute between person A and person B. It's a long-running problem of a lack of train crew. Now, that will continue no matter what resolution we make of the present conflict. That will continue. There is a chronic shortage of train crew. How do you, in the south of England, with expensive house prices, how do you employ enough people to maintain the service? That's the issue. And Southern are committed, by accepting the franchise, that they will run their service according to the timetable set by government and the fares set by government. They are not doing so. Now, I don't want to attack Southern Railway because I know it is difficult to get relatively poorly paid staff in the south of England where they operate. But nevertheless, we should try at least to encourage them to reach a settlement which ensures they have enough staff. That's the settlement I want. Not for open the doors, but whether they have enough staff to run the service they're committed to running. Southern are a quasi-public service. They are not free agents. They can't choose their timetable. They can't choose their fare levels. That is set by the terms of the franchise, which they accepted. Now, so I'm not attacking Southern. One of the stakeholders in the consortium that run Southern, Govia Thameslink, is in fact the go-ahead bus group, which in my view is the best one of the big four bus companies. So I'm certainly not opposed to them. But we must insist, or we must encourage, on behalf of the residents of Fareham who use Southern, and that's a lot of people because it's the whole of the eastern part of the eastern journeys from Fareham. We must encourage them to provide a proper public service as they agreed to do when they took the franchise on. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor.